All right, in part two, we're going to get ready for painting. So first I'm going to select each object and unwrap the UVs. This is a new feature to Nomad Sculpt. It makes it pretty easy to move from Nomad to Procreate. All right, now I'm going to select everything and go to Export OBJ. I like to export with normals. I'm going to save it to my files in my 3D folder, open Procreate and hit import, find that file, and there we go. All right, I'm going to work on the base layer of the head. I'm going to drop in the black, and then I'm going to go ahead and hide all the other layers. With the other layers hidden, I'm going to make a new layer and start working on the mouth. I'm going to grab a paintbrush and start painting. Here I'm being very careful not to paint over the edge and onto the head like I just did. In a little bit I'll show you a trick that makes this a lot easier than having to be so careful. Even right here I painted over a little bit. If we tilt the model in a way that the edge of the geometry hides the other geometry, it works sort of like a mask. So see like that, see how the edge is hiding the other geometry? I'm not painting over at this point. Makes it pretty quick to paint an area like this. I tried to flood fill and it didn't work because the unwrap is kind of crazy. Go ahead and fill in the mouth. All right, now for the eyes. I'm going to select the white and go to inking, and I like my technical pen for this. I'm going to draw a really bad circle, but if you hold it long enough, it'll turn into a good circle. And then I'm going to paint around the edge, just like I did for the mouth. This one, I have to be careful when I go around the edge. I'll get mess ups like that. I find that if I rotate the object to where I can pull down the stroke, I get a nice clean stroke. Makes it a little bit easier for me. Here I am painting in the pupil, just filling it in, and I'm going to make a little white highlight. All right, now I'm going to do the other side. Again, pretty bad circle, but if you press and hold for long enough, it'll turn into a good circle. And I'm going to go around and paint the edges. Go ahead and fill it all in, and we'll do that pupil. Grab my technical pen again, do the circle, do the edges, and fill it in. Kind of a common pattern, at least the way I paint. Go ahead and fill in those edges, fill in the rest, and I need to make another little pupil like that. Didn't like the spot, so I undid and moved it up a little bit. All right, it's looking kind of flat. So I'm going to go to the roughness layer and paint in a gray color. I tried to drag and drop, and you can see that it didn't quite work right because of the weird unwrapping. So what I end up doing is just grabbing a paintbrush and making it kind of big and just painting the whole thing. Roll it around, make sure I don't have any spots I need to catch. And just adding that glossiness really makes it look pretty cool. All right. So the rest of this is going to be pretty easy. I'm going to bring back the teeth, go to the base layer, paint them like an off-white color, go to the roughness, and drop in that gray. So they're a little shiny. I'm going to go to the chain connector, paint in a gray, and then drop in a gray for the roughness. I do the same thing for the ground connector, same colors. So they're a little glossy. And then do the same thing for the chain. There we go. Looking pretty cool. I'm going to paint in a little darker spot in the center to make it have some depth, like his mouth's. And there we go. I think that's pretty good. here I'm just grabbing a little bit lighter color gray and getting like a grungy brush and just kind of scratching up the surface a little bit. It's not super noticeable in the video especially, but it's just a nice little touch. You can do like deeper, darker scratches, or in this case it would be lighter scratches. And that's what the UV map looks like. It's pretty silly. But there we go. We have a chain chomp all painted and modeled on the iPad.